welcome back to my channel. This is Emma. She's a cutie patootie. I am Sean. If this is your first time, welcome. I hope this content serves you and meets your needs when it comes to mindful eating. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope the same thing, that this content serves you and meets your needs when it comes to mindful eating. Today I want to talk to you guys about the itching ears and listening to what you want to hear, okay? I got into an argument this week. Not an argument. Someone argued with me, and I was just like, what? I just posted on a post. Like I always do, I like to give other professionals, I like to comment on posts, okay? And when I say that, it's because I enjoy engaging. If I want my people to enjoy engaging with me, I'm going to enjoy engaging with others, right? I got nothing to hide, nothing to not show other people, right? So I got into it. I didn't really get into it. She got into it with me, and I just was like, this isn't worth my time because she insulted me and defined my industry and what I'm trying to do. She doesn't know anything about what I'm doing. But the post was something to the effect that your BMI has no actual facts or says nothing about your health. And all I said was that it isn't useless. It's a tool, right? When we have a tool in our life, it doesn't mean it's not useless. Now, granted, I haven't used my screwdriver in over 2 years, right? Because I don't build anything. My husband, on the other hand, used a screwdriver yesterday for his gun belt, okay? Now, is it useless for me, the screwdriver? Kinda. A little bit. I mean, if I need to go in there and do something one day, which is like never, but if I ever did, I'd have a screwdriver. It's a useful tool for the one time that you need it, right? And you're like, man, why don't I have a screwdriver? Same thing with our BMI. And I want to talk about this because we have this huge misconception thinking that people either apparently think that it's the only thing that determines health, or it has no bearing on your health. And it's a tool. It depends on who uses it. Scientists use it to make their proclamations. And when we make these posts that say things like it's useless and has no actual determining factor, that's incorrect. Because a high BMI is a great tool to say, hey, you do more blood work and see if there's any other problem. Does that make sense? It has nothing in the sense, it's not going to say that everybody who has a higher BMI has type 2 diabetes. That's not necessarily true, right? And the world knows that. But we can say, hey, you have a higher BMI, so we should check for hypertension. We should check for type 2 diabetes, because people who have those issues generally have a high BMI. So it's just a good tool. It's a good tool. And I want to talk about different tools because there are so many tools that we axe in our life because we think that they don't serve us, or because it emotionally makes you feel a certain way. Therefore, it cannot help you. But here's the deal. So this tool I want to talk about specifically is the scale. Okay? We're going to talk about the scale today because I love the scale. And I'm going to tell you, I also used to hate the scale. I would go over a year without checking the scale. And if I only check the scale once a year, yeah, I'm going to see a big jump because so much happens in a year, right? And I remember this one time when I was like, look, I'm done looking at the scale because it doesn't say that I'm fat or whatever. No, but it's how we think about the number. And the problem isn't the scale, because all it does is connect with you and gravity to give you a weight. It does not tell you about your muscle mass. But if you gain over 50 pounds in a year, you can get a pretty good idea that it's probably not from muscle. For most people, unless if they were grossly underweight beforehand. And so my point is that we have these tools and we make them act like the enemy. And like the BMI, which is just a weight ratio, right? Like for me to be 100 pounds, I would be told that I'm grossly underweight. I would need to, they would be concerned about me having anorexia. Doctors would be like, you need to gain weight. I would probably not have a period because I'd weigh so little. I'm 5'9". So for a 5'9" person to be 100 pounds, it's a big deal, right? But then you have this little one, 9 months old. If she were 100 pounds, the conversation would be exactly the opposite, because a 100-pound 9-month-old, which I hope never happens ever in the entire world, will say, you know, well, we need to really put her on a restriction diet. We need to check her thyroid levels. We need to check her metabolism. We need to check her pancreas. We need to check her heart. They're going to want to check it like every single organ. If this little one were 100 pounds, right? It's a big difference between a 100-pound baby versus a 100-pound 5'9" person. I would be told, it would be the opposite conversation, right? They would be like, Sean, eat food, eat, like gain weight, please, because you need to gain weight. But if it were Emma, it's like, we got to get Emma on a weight loss plan, and it has nothing to do with her and her looking fat or being fat. It has everything to do with that. She is grossly overweight for her ratio of her size. And that's what a BMI is. Anyway, so back to tools. We're talking about tools, guys. Tools have no emotions. That's another thing, is tools are emotionless. They're just a tool. It's a tool in the toolbox. And when it comes to losing weight, we need to hone in and connect with every tool that we have that can either help us or hurt us, right? And one of those tools that hurts us is emotions. We can either use emotions to hurt or to help. It depends on how we think about it, right? If we think with love, with hope, with grace in our weight with ourselves, and we can listen to ourselves and trust ourselves, it's an amazing tool, and emotions are wonderful, right? Even when we experience the difficult emotions. But if we think with emotions of self-harm, of not being worthy, of not being good enough, of not being worth something, and of being worthless, we are going to hurt ourselves. So it's a tool that can hurt as well. But then if you also feel that way and you want to change, and then you say, well, let me nurture myself, let me care for myself as I feel this, right? And you get to choose to care and meet your needs, connect to God. That can actually help you. And it's all about how we see it. So when we look at a scale, the digital scale that's in our bathrooms that you may haven't checked in a few months because you're afraid of the number, realize the number is just a number. And if you really want the tool to help you, get on it consistently. The same time, in the same way. You know what I do first thing in the morning is I go to the restroom. Before I have a cup of coffee, before I have a drink of water, I go to the restroom, and then like I go to the toilet, I pee, and then jump on the scale. Underwear and a t-shirt, underwear and a bra, maybe naked even if I'm going to take a shower afterwards. The point is, that is like the most accurate. And when I do it every single day, you learn that weight is just weight. You'll never gain 20 pounds. You'll never lose 20 pounds overnight. It's physically impossible. The most I've personally gained in a 24-hour period is 3 pounds. The most that I've lost in a 24-hour period is 3 pounds. And because I've experienced both, if I have a big jump, I'm not concerned about it. I'm not worried about it. I trust it. I trust my body. I know what my body's doing. But you know what? Even as I look now, and I was up 2 pounds today, I realized that my high day is 178. And I remember 3 weeks ago, my low day was 178. So now when I have a high day of 178, a low day of 177, no, a low day of 175, you see your trends. You see if you're moving up, you see if you're moving down. And when you have multiple data points, you have at least a week's worth of weight data, you're able to use the tool powerfully. Same thing when it comes to our hunger. You notice that you ate a little too much the day before. Be honest. Probably not going to be very hungry the next day. Your body has a lot to digest. It has a lot to process through. I had carnitas yesterday. I made them homemade. They were amazing. And then my body, and last night, I just had this pain on my right side. I was like, oh my gosh, that's my gallbladder. But you know what? Carnitas has a lot of saturated fat. And so even though I didn't eat very much of it, it made me see like maybe my body doesn't handle heavy fat foods like that very well. And I probably need to limit how much I eat of it. Little Emma wants to come back up. Here she is. There you are, little one. So that's my wisdom for you today. And I hope that it serves you. Go ahead, comment below. I would love to engage with you and talk with what are some tools that you want to keep in your weight loss journey that you don't know how to use. Be happy to help you with that. Anyway, have a lovely Sunday. Well, today for me it's Sunday. Maybe for you it's another day. I don't know. We'll see. Say bye, Emma. Say bye-bye. We'll talk to you later.